Okay, everyone. Here is my pitch, and for the new series of Star Trek that's supposed to be coming out in 2017. I've got the title for it, and I'm going to tell you my reasons for it. Then I'm going to go into pictures of where I'd like it set and everything. Okay, right out of the gate, I'm going to call this use. This is what I would call it: Star Trek Endeavor. Now, if you don't know, um, I don't know how you can't tell from my accent. I'm Australian. Now, there's a very famous explorer that discovered the east coast of Australia, which is where I'm from, and he sort of mapped it out. Like, uh, Australia was actually discovered by the Dutch, I believe. Someone just happened to run into it, and then they ran into the west coast. So, and that's not surprising because if you study history, the way everyone sort of came over, they went via the Cape of Good Hope, and they sort of got the winds behind them, and they would run in. They would eventually run into Australia. Like they get the wind behind them, and they would take them to Indonesia, where all the Spice Islands were. Okay, all right. So the reason I want to call it Endeavour as well is because I want an Australian cast member on the show, and I haven't got a plan of who that should be, but I do have a plan on who the captain should be, and that is former OC star, former. I think the other thing people might know him from is Sex, Lies, and Videotape, and that's Peter Gallagher. Now you should be seeing a picture up on your screen now of him. And this is the coolest picture I could find of him because he's rocking the mustache. He doesn't always rock the mustache, but he's rocking it there. And I would ask him to keep it. I'd say, look, Peter, if you want to shave it off, I haven't got a problem, but I'd like you to keep that mustache, because that's like everything about this guy sort of screams Star Trek captain to me, kind of, and a sort of with the role, kind of like he's kind of the Kirk type, kind of the Ben Sisko type, somewhere in between there. Uh, Not the Janeway type, not the Archer type, and not the this guy, and I would right out of the gate say this guy has also been through some shit. I would say he's not the negotiator. He's a guy that's ready to fight, because I think that would also bring everyone in. Okay, so Star Trek Endeavour. Now, where would this be placed? Now, like I said, the hot rumor is that it's going to be post Undiscovered Country. Uh, that's interesting to me. So we're going to get those red uniforms. We're going to have to throw some of them up there. I might throw some of them up in the corner there. So yeah, I can kind of see that going well. The problem is then you've got to match things up, because like even after we kind of got the impression that those new uniforms they got in next gen were like fresh, like that. That's when they were first out and everything, and then they got redesigned and redesigned again and again and again. We finally got those like grey top ones and that. So yeah, I kind of don't mind them, the movie uniforms. If they can get a hold of a whole bunch of them, yeah, good on them. And I think they're a little bit more flattering, but I kind of want to see something new. And yeah, all right. So let's say it is post Undiscovered Country. What's some possibility storylines? Okay, we've just made peace with the Klingons. What does that mean? and maybe the piece doesn't last as long as we'd like it to, and drama happens. That would be interesting to see, actually. Um, yeah, you kind of like every episode. I don't necessarily want everything to be episodic. I want there to be some sort of an ongoing story on the on this ship. But they're like that again. That doesn't kind of lend itself. It's just another ship going around from planet to planet. Uh, yeah, I can see that happening as well. But I want something ongoing. I want some drama. Like, I mean, maybe we're not seeing it, but we hear these reports of, hey, things aren't going well with the Klingons. The peace is breaking down, and eventually the Endeavor gets called into action. And yeah, that's where it kind of lends itself to that. And I'm sick of we're exploring the Alpha Quadrant. Let's say it's in this ship off to the Beta Quadrant. Let's explore some stuff there. Because I kind of, yeah, I'm sick of hearing alpha, 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 alpha all the time. Let's go beta, 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 beta. That's just a nitpicky thing for me. I don't care where it necessarily care where it is that much. But yeah. So let's say it's also the next period I would say is post Nemesis. Now you go post Nemesis. I think that gives you a pretty good field to work. Sort of bring up. They'll give you access to certain cast members to cameo. Like I don't know if she's still on it. Kate Mulgrew is in Orange Is the New Black. I kind of watched the first episode of that. Didn't thrill me. I'm not saying it's bad. I just it's not my thing necessarily. I've only watched that one episode. It didn't suck me in. But you could have her cameo. I think, and you could have a few other, like anyone from Next Gen, anyone from Deep Space Nine. I'd like to find that. I'd like if it were post Nemesis. One episode I'd like to see is the Endeavor stopping by Deep Space Nine. Probably not the first season, but like second or third. Yeah. So yeah. So I've given you a few things. Let's talk about characters here for a minute. I would love to see an Aussie pilot. I'd love to see an Aussie man at the con, or an Aussie engineer. I want an Australian in Trek. I want them as a regular person, a regular cast member. Not necessarily the captain. Like as I pitched, I want Pete Gallagher to play the captain. I don't really know how old he is, so but like I'd like to see him like that in that position. Who else? Who else? I'm not. I don't really think we need a Vulcan as a regular again. I don't think we need a Klingon. I don't think we need a Ferengi. Let's come up with something else. Let's come up with something else. Because we kind of explored a lot of the people, like, and maybe hire Jeffrey Combs to play a regular, like, maybe he'd finally get regular status on there. And not have him under 10 tone makeup. But if you want to, I would kind of cast him as well. Not a mandate. I think that's kind of like, it's about time. He's played a lot of people on Trek. I think if we gave him a regular spot, that would kind of be cool. But the rest of it, I kind of want some new cast members. And I know that's just I've cast apparently, like if you believe certain people, I've just cast 3 white people. Guess what? The Aussie doesn't need to be white. This is a very multicultural nation, and if you've seen the series Librarians, there's an Aussie on the show who isn't white at all. Just saying. But yeah, I think we should cast someone who has a different background than like the traditional American thing, or they're from somewhere but they're still kind of like got that American background sort of thing. We've had like I got to be honest, like if you take into account all the series, we've had, let's see, a Russian, we've had an African American. Uh, you could kind of say with Belana Torres, we had a Latina on there. I know she's actually Klingon, but she's Latino as well. I had a ton of what I think just about every state of America, at least half of them states of America have been represented in some way, shape, or fashion on the show. We've had a couple of people from Oriental backgrounds. Yeah, so someone from Africa would be nice. Now, I'm not just saying, like, anywhere. Muslim would be kind of interesting if they put someone of Muslim descent. Middle Eastern, Arab, in some respect, that would be kind of cool. But I don't see CBS like going, no, you can't do that. Or I can see them saying, no, you can't do that. You shouldn't do that or something. But I'd kind of like to see that on there and like sort of undemonize everyone from that thing and sort of say, hey, like, sort of say, look, hey, there's people from all over the Middle East that aren't terrible people. Oh, God, sorry about that. I know I just think it would be kind of a good idea. I haven't got any picks, but that would be interesting. Anyway, so that would be interesting. Someone from somewhere else in Africa as well. Someone from South Africa would be nice. Someone who's white or black, they don't really care. It's just as long as they have some sort of something else to them. And that's why I kind of want an Aussie, because like you could pull from anywhere, and I would be like, yeah, so I just want to hear that accent on TV. And plus, there's a lot of Australian actors who are in California and all that at the moment, so it's not like you haven't got like a ton of choices. Just not Liam Hemsworth, for the love of God. Anyway, I think I've kind of gone through a lot of things I want. I'm not a fan of the let's make it animated or CGI in any way, because again, I don't see. I kind of see this being a live action thing. That's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm guessing casting is sort of happening now, and stories are getting written and everything. Because I'd like to know when we like if we could get some sort of teaser or something to indicate when or what this is about. Because not that I'm impatient or anything. It's just like we're kind of only hearing the early details about this, and the more time that passes, the less likely I see this actually premiering in January. And it's seeming less and less likely that this will be out the beginning of January. But like I'm hoping for some trailers pre Halloween. Maybe it's I'm hoping August. I'm hoping for my birthday, around about my birthday, we get a teaser trailer for the teaser trailer. Yeah. So okay, okay. So Daredevil is coming up in week or two. They'll drop here 7 o'clock. The 7 o'clock the day it comes out here. The day it comes out everywhere else where it's like midnight or 3 o'clock in the morning in some places. Over here it's 7 o'clock that night. So I might not necessarily get through the entire run the night of, and I'm not entirely sure what day it is. But if I've got tape the following day, guess what? I'm probably only going to watch like the first half, and then I'll give my review the day. So somewhere or another, the day after, I'll give my thoughts on the series as a whole. It's looking good. I haven't got anything bad to say about it. Okay, and this is the end of this video. I kind of made another video. I'm probably not going to put that one out. I kind of like just wanted to vent and yeah. I've got my venting out, and I vented on Facebook and everything. So yeah, that's probably not going to come out now. But I'm really excited about the new Trek series. So yeah, really pumped up about it. So catch you later.